Hello everyone, Sid here from Team Sur Real Estate, and in this video I'm going to address the biggest problem that I see with pre-construction condos. Now let me just start off by saying that if you're in this video in order to see me shit on pre-construction condos, then you've come to the wrong video. I want to address mainly the biggest problem that I see with the pre-construction industry, agents, as well as buyers' mindset that are buying pre-construction. Real quick, if you haven't already, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel as I talk about all things real estate from pre-construction, investing, buying, selling, as well as leasing. So let's get right into it. One of the biggest problems that I see in pre-construction today is buyers who are buying simply with the intention to assign. Now, there was a time years ago where you could buy pre-construction condos for the same price as their resale counterparts, and if you go back even further, pre-construction cost even less than resale, and people were making boatloads. I'm talking hundreds, $200,000, $300,000 in profit. For example, there was a time downtown Toronto, you could buy resale for $700 per square foot, but you could also buy pre-construction for the same price when you compared apples to apples. And people would line up to buy condos in Toronto, Mississauga, and all parts of the GTA because they were guaranteed to make hundreds of thousands of dollars. You would be lucky if you were able to buy a unit. I've had clients over the years who have made $250,000, $300,000 in profit after they paid their real estate commissions and their assignment and other lawyers' fees and made a boatload of money. And I feel like a lot of the assignment hype that's been created have been based on those examples and anecdotal evidence of people hearing about somebody who has made a ton of money. The problem with that is that that is no longer the case. You see, right now, pre-construction costs way more than resale. I'm talking anywhere from 30 to as high as 40% higher than their resale counterparts. You have condos selling in downtown Toronto resale for about $1,200 per square foot, and the pre-construction counterparts are now selling at $1,600 to $1,700 per square foot. That's a $500 per square foot difference. In Etobicoke, pre-construction condos are selling anywhere between $1,100 to $1,300 per square foot. You have condos in Hamilton selling for over $1,100 per square foot. I've seen condos in Kitchener and Milton selling for over $1,000 per square foot. The problem is their resale counterparts are way cheaper. So when you're buying pre-construction today, you're really going with the assumption that values are going to continue to catch up in the future. Unfortunately, resale condos today have not yet kept pace with their pre-construction counterparts in terms of values, and there are reasons for that. The biggest reason for all is that pre-construction prices have gone up tremendously because of development charges and cost of acquiring land, as well as labor shortages. Just last year, the City of Toronto raised their development charges to 48%, which brought down the builders' margins lower and lower. We all like to think that builders make a ton of profit when they're selling their condos, but builders are taking a huge risk and they really have to run their pro formas to make sure that they're making some profit. And those profit margins over the years have gotten slimmer and slimmer because of things like development charges and levies put on by the city. And guess who pays for those levies? You and I, the consumers. If you look at this chart for an average $750,000 condominium unit in pre-construction, close to $160,000 of that goes towards government levies and development charges. Then you've got the cost to acquire and hold land, which is tremendously high in major metropolitan cities like Toronto. Not to mention, right now you've got this insane shortage of labor in Canada. There's just not enough tradespeople and construction workers to work on projects. I was at a seminar a couple of months ago at U of T where we had developers, city planners, city councilors, and major influential people from the city who were talking about the supply issue. And I heard one builder talk about how they are now having to poach tradespeople from other projects in order to finish their own project. And in order to do that, they have to pay the tradespeople more. And because they're paying the tradespeople more money than the last builder, they now have to increase their prices just so they can finish their project on time. There's also a huge shortage of supply in the inventory for housing right now, and with immigration being where it is, we're going to continue to have the shortage of supply. And because the cost of construction has gone up so much, a lot of builders have opted to not build or launch their project, especially with the high interest rate environment, because builders also have to borrow money in order to construct. They have to sell anywhere from 65 to 75% of their units in order to get construction financing. And if they're not making sales, they're not getting that financing, so they'd rather wait. So the point I'm trying to make here is when you're buying pre-construction, make sure to buy with the intention to close on your unit. Pre-construction is still an incredible investment. I am heavily invested in pre-construction, including the condo that I'm in filming this right now was purchased pre-construction back in 2016. And yes, I've made a lot of money through this property. I've refinanced this and taken out a lot of equity, but I was only able to do that because I held onto it. Real wealth in real estate is made by holding on to your asset. Only use assignment if you absolutely have to. It is there as an exit strategy if you are not able to close for financial reasons or any major life changes. The other major problem that I want to address with pre-construction, specifically the industry, are agents who will sell anything and everything they get their hands on. I see agents on a daily basis that are constantly pushing every single project that they can find, regardless of the developer, regardless of the location, and only because they're getting incentivized by the builder to sell. Builders have an incredible marketing hype machine behind them that makes every single project seem incredibly attractive. And then the agents go ahead, take those marketing assets from the builder, and then create their own hype. As a consumer, you really have to do your due diligence to make sure you're buying with the right developer at the right location and make sure that the incentives are in place for you to benefit, not the agents. You will never see me push any more than 2, maybe 3 pre-construction projects at a time. And the only reason I even sell pre-construction is because I vet out the developer, I vet out the location and the incentives. I have a full checklist of things that I go through. I never sell pre-construction projects that I personally would not buy into. And I have bought into a lot of the pre-construction condo projects that I've sold. So having said all of that, guys, I still believe in pre-construction. I still believe it's an incredible way to get in the market, especially if you can't get a mortgage right now and you don't have all the deposits up front. The supply issue in this country is only getting worse. I know the government has grand plans to build 1.5 million homes in the next 10 years, and I just don't see that happening without them taking any drastic measures to increase that supply, increase tradespeople, bring in skilled workers. I've made an entire video addressing the supply issue, which I'm going to link right now in the description, so make sure to watch that. If you guys found any insight or value in this video, please go ahead and like it, and I want to hear your comments. Do you agree or disagree with the statements that I've made in this video? And I want to hear your thoughts and what you think are the biggest problems in pre-construction. And of course, please don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching. Take care.